In Kenya, there is growing evidence of links between African terror groups and militants in Syria and Iraq. That's from officials at a meeting of Africa's intelligence chiefs this week. But just how far do those links actually go, and how should Africa respond? CCTV's Robert Nagila went in search of answers to both of those questions.
One of the least gruesome videos released by the Islamic State, set to music and part of its high-profile campaign to establish a caliphate in Syria and Iraq. Days later, this video surfaced from Boko Haram, showing its fighters taking a town in Nigeria's northeast. Its leader, Abubakar Shekau, describes how he too is setting up a caliphate. He's already thrown his support behind Islamic State. Experts believe, at the very least, he and his fighters are drawing inspiration from them. But Africa's security chiefs meeting this week in Nairobi suspect there's more to it than that. African fighters already accounted among the ranks of Syria's al-Qaeda-affiliated al-Nusra.
We need to know why so many North Africans go to Syria and address those. So, what is the threat level? North Africa is very serious. Nigeria is extremely serious. Boko Haram is really causing havoc in that country. East Africa is still serious, but we're handling it.
Over the last few months, talk within intelligence circles has been about groups in the West, such as Boko Haram and Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, reaching out to groups in the East, such as Al-Shabaab. However, over the last few months, there's been a lot of changes on the ground, and talk is now about who's reaching out from Africa to the Islamic State in Syria, a group that has given a brutal lead to jihadists globally.
With regard to intelligence,
it's seen as a new dimension in Africa's war on terror. And it's critical these officials quickly assess what they may be up against.
If you have wrong data, you will arrive at wrong conclusions. And then package it in such a manner that when you give the actors, they will be able to make sense of it and be able to confront it and nip it in the bud. Because fighting terrorism, when it has taken root, it is really the last resort.
Officials here had how they need to swap intelligence and to work together across borders to meet the terror threat. Zimbabwe's intelligence chief says a big part of the strategy has to be improving the lives of young people.
Widespread unemployment and lawlessness have offered extremists a foothold on the continent. Frustrated young men make good recruits.
These sorts of images are dramatic evidence that jihadism is a potent force in Africa. And the intelligence chiefs say, without an effective response, all the gains Africa has made in recent years could be lost to people like Abubakar Shekau. Robert Nagila, CCTV, Nairobi, Kenya.